Hey guys, we have some energy today that I think is beginning a period of time that is going to be bringing us some new opportunities, specifically in the realms of love and money. I think we're going to be changing our minds about a lot of things that we want and desire over this next couple weeks. We have Venus entering the sign of Gemini today. This is definitely another energetic shift that we have going on this week, moving out of the more like fixed, stable, secure Taurus in terms of what we're wanting and desiring at this point in time, moving into Gemini. This is a much more social energy, and it's a much more fast-paced energy, and it brings up a lot of options, choices, decisions, potentials, possibilities, a lot of newness also, new opportunities, new experiences I think are going to be coming over this next couple of weeks now that we have Venus in the sign of Gemini. And also today, you guys, we have the moon moving into Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, which is moving into Gemini today. So there's a big emphasis on Venus's shift into the sign of Gemini. We also have Mercury in Gemini right now, you guys. So our mind and our heart are in alignment over the next couple weeks as well. So let's get into the chart, get into the astrology, and see the specifics of what is playing out in the context of our chart today as Venus enters Gemini. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today is Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. If you guys stick with me till the end of the report, I'm also going to be talking about some tarot cards that came out in the context of the astrology that we have playing out today, just to give us a more holistic overview of the energy as it is unfolding in our cosmic blueprint today. The tarot reading is quite interesting as well, the way the cards came out in the context of what we got going on in the energy, so you might want to stick around for that today. But let's start, you guys, talking about Venus shifting into the sign of Gemini. As I said in my intro, Venus is leaving the sign of Taurus right now. This is a fixed energy. This is a fixed sign. This is definitely also more of like a slower paced, grounded, practical energy that is based in like comfort and pleasure and safety and security. It's also a very creative energy, but it's just not very fast moving. It's a much more just, stationary, slow moving, like gradual progress type of energy, the Taurus vibe. And right, like I said, like comfort, pleasure, building things as well. It's the sign of the builder, and building things for the purpose of creating some type of material comfort, pleasure, abundance, success in our lives. Taurus, ruled by Venus, love and money. Venus has been very strong as she's transiting the sign of Taurus, but now she's leaving and she's entering the sign of Gemini, and this is definitely probably going to bring like a palpable shift in terms of what we are wanting to do, like what we are desiring to experience over this next couple of weeks while Venus is in the sign of Gemini. And also remember, we are still in a Mercury Gemini lunar cycle right now, where you're still in our new moon in Gemini cycle all the way up until we get to our new moon in new moon in Cancer that is going to be coming soon. But we are in this Gemini cycle. We have Venus in Gemini. We also have Mercury, ruler of Gemini, in the sign of Gemini as well. Mercury ruling the mind, Venus ruling the heart. So Venus entering the sign of Gemini actually is, and we just had this long Mercury retrograde process as well, where Mercury went retrograde in his sign of Gemini, backed into Taurus, right? Venus's sign, and then came back into the sign of Gemini. And I was feeling like that was like a process of us sort of reevaluating our perspective and our understanding of the truth of our own value and the truth of our own worth and the truth of our own potential and our creative ability to do the Taurian thing of tapping into these resources, tapping into this creative potential, and creating something that can provide us some type of, stability or comfort or security or abundance or wealth in the material world, and like sort of the reinvigoration of our own personal self-worth, value, and love that is sort of wrapped up in this process. I felt like we were sort of really coming into a new or just different relationship and realignment to our own self-worth, our own self-love, our own value, and our own potential with this Mercury retrograde that we just had. with Mercury retrograding from Gemini back into Taurus and then stationing direct and moving back into Gemini. And now we have Venus, ruler of that Taurus cycle, also moving into Gemini, where Mercury is now after having stationed direct and transcended past his shadow, the point in the sky where Mercury originally went retrograde in Gemini. I hope that wasn't just like a whole bunch of Gemini Mercury confusion that just sort of came out of my mouth, but I'm trying to just like explain this point, and I feel like I just got that a little confusing, but I hope it was straightforward enough. Anyways, so we have Venus now moving into the sign of Gemini, which is the sign of these choices, these options, these decisions. So I feel like where we're at now in the context of these transformational processes that have been going on, that have been playing out over the past couple of years, like where we are at in these energetic moments, like in this day right here, is sort of like Venus moving into Gemini now, like us having regained that sense of that value and the truth of the greater relationship and like our self-worth and all of that going on within us and the potential and the resources and what we can do with them. And I feel like now, after having gone through that process with Venus moving into the sign of Gemini, it's sort of the time where we are changing now what we want and what we desire as a result of that process. Venus rules what we want and what we desire, and also like this influx of like options and alternatives and opportunities and potentials and possibilities and choices and decisions as a result of these changes that are going on, this shift that is going on within us because of this, Mercury mind discovery we may have been or we may have made in regards to the truth of our own value. Mercury retrograded back into Taurus, and now Venus ruling that value coming into the sign of Gemini, Mercury sign where Mercury is right now, as we are also in this Gemini cycle, bringing up these changes, this changing our mind, changing our desires, like changing what we really yearn for on this heart-based level, and also bringing in, attracting, drawing these opportunities and these possibilities, both in terms of like financial situations and also relationship potentials, possibilities, romantic relationships, and also like work partnerships, dynamics, and situations like that coming in now that are reflecting the changes that we've made and our shifting perspective in terms of what we desire, and also, how we're thinking, how we're feeling about ourselves too. Remember, we have all this Aries, Jupiter, Mars energy that is simultaneously going on the sign of the self. So really, I feel like this Venus's entrance into Gemini is now like we are entering a phase where we are sort of starting to shift our outer reality in accordance with the more internalized shifts that have been going on as well. And this also corresponds to us being now in our summer solstice, heading toward Cancer season, the sun in Cancer, a cardinal sign, like this action taking phase of the year. The cardinal signs represent times when we are, things are happening, like we are taking action in one way or another. And also simultaneous to that, we also had both Saturn and Pluto, these big slow moving outer planets who are both retrograde right now and very powerful, and were very stationary in the sky for quite a long period of time. Both of them also shifted and changed degrees simultaneously yesterday. So there is movement going on. There is progress happening, and it's in regards to these shifts and these changes that are going on within us. And now with Venus moving into Gemini, I feel like this is saying like we are about to start attracting to ourselves things that represent the shifts and the changes that have been going on within us. And again, this is mostly, I feel like, in the context of this realignment with our own value, with our own worth, with our own potential, our capabilities, and our like creative ability to tap into those and to make something with them. We're like recognizing that what we have, just what we hold, like us in and of ourselves, like we are enough, we've always been enough, and what we hold within us is actually very valuable. And as a result of that, we are realigning our relationship to our own self, which is realigning the circumstances, the experiences, the opportunities that are matched to us, matched to our vibration externally. So that is that. And here we are with Venus in the sign of Gemini. Now let's just talk about, some traits of Venus and Gemini, like what this generally could be representing for us. As I said, we're talking about Gemini. Gemini is the sign of like options, choices, decisions, alternatives, like partnerships, pairs, reflections as well. But I feel like in Venus, this is the sign of, or this is the planet ruling what we want, what we desire, love, money, comfort, pleasure, beauty, all of that type of stuff. People may be like changing their appearance and stuff a lot when we have Venus and Gemini season going on. But again, this is just generally bringing like options, choices, decisions, and alternatives in love and money. Much more like social, communicative, and connective energy than we may have been experiencing with the Taurus vibes. People desiring much more to relate, connect, conversate, talk about things, be out and about generally. This is a very busy energy. This is like a lot of people that, you know, like going out to eat, like going shopping, being out and about, just very socially relating type of energy. It's also very supportive for like business deals and transactions. Mercury is the sign of the merchant. With Venus there, this is obviously a benefic planet in the sign of Gemini. I do feel like also Venus ruling like in terms of Taurus, like resources and supply chains and stuff like that. I feel like while Venus is transiting the sign of Gemini, there is potential for some of these resource supply chain based issues to sort of clear up and start like speeding up a little bit. Like there may be some alleviation of these problems that have been going on, and also like financial based problems and stuff, anything that's been sort of stuck. Taurus energy can cause things to be sort of like very slowed down, very stuck sometimes, and anything in terms of like our social life, like our personal life, our romantic life, or even like I'm talking about here, like business stuff, like financial stuff that has been like stuck or not moving forward over the past period of time, especially with all this Mercury retrograde that we've had going on. I feel like at this point in time, things are about to become like unstuck and actually very busy, maybe more so than we might have expected. Very busy social life, very busy like dating or romantic life going on, very busy like business or career life, like making money might be happening just at a faster pace in a more streamlined manner at this point in time as well. This is supportive of this type of stuff. But on the flip side, this Gemini energy with Venus, it can also make us like a bit like fickle or like fleeting or changeable in terms of our desires. Like we don't really know exactly what we want. Like we sort of want to like taste test everything in this energy. Like we want to sample it all. Like we want all of these options, all of these alternatives, and we need to try them all to figure out what we want. Like that's sort of the way also that the Gemini Venus energy can play out, because there's just such a multitude of choices, like such a multitude of options and perspectives and ways of seeing things, and just potentials and opportunities. Like how can I possibly just choose one? Like I don't really know. Like I'm feeling this way one day and I'm feeling this way another day, and I just can't really like find my grounding in the middle at this point in time. Like that may be what we're dealing with, but like this isn't necessarily the energy for making that committed choice. Like this is not a committed energy. This energy is actually very lack of commitment oriented in the way that I'm seeing it right now, especially with Saturn retrograde. So, we're not making like these big commitments. Like we're not like cementing these big choices right now. But what we're doing is we're sort of opening our eyes and we're broadening our perspective, and we're, maybe considering some things that we hadn't considered before. We're being open to, again, these like options and these choices and these alternatives because we actually want to, like we're actually interested. Like, we desire a little bit of a shift and a change, but we kind of want to try it all, and we are just not settling on anything, but we're just getting this exposure to seeing, I guess, like, maybe what we don't want, so that we have a better possibility of like really aligning what we do want. Like after we've gone through this change and this shift, like I've been talking about with this Mercury retrograde energy and this Taurus energy and this reevaluation of our value and our potential and like who we really are and what we have inside of us and what we want to create for ourselves. It's like now we are sort of thumbing through the catalog, like trying to pick out what we want our new lives, our new selves, our new experiences to look like. And there is definitely in this chart today, especially symbolically too, just an energy that is suggesting some really like new experiences and just like this fresh vibe that is coming in with this. Like we are on the brink right now, I feel like, of sort of really, again, like turning the page in our experience and trying some new things, like seeing things in a new way, maybe desiring some things that we had never thought of or considered before, but we just have like this blank slate right now, and we're trying to figure out what we want to put on our page. That's sort of how the energy, I feel like, is translating that we have going on in the context of this today. So also, we want to, like I said, we want to try everything with Venus in Gemini, and a lot of a love, also Venus ruling love of like learning and talking and communicating and being social, like listening and responding and answering, just things going back and forth, like being out and about. Like this is just a very hard to pin down, hard to nail down energy, and we're just sort of going with the flow too. Gemini is a mutable sign. Again, like we're not very fixed. Like we're just sort of changing with the wind a little bit in this energy, but it's good for us right now because we're recreating ourselves, and we want to try everything sort of that comes to us or that we're drawn to, so that we know what we truly want as we are going through the Saturn retrograde process and this Pluto retrograde process, and really like recreating our inner world. And as a result of that, our outer world is shifting and recreating itself as well to mirror what we have to be a reflection of the shifts that are happening internally. So very, like I said, also positive for like these financial issues and like supply chains and transactions, business, merchant type stuff should be going pretty well over this next couple weeks. And it's interesting also because, of course, like it's not just Venus moving into Gemini today. No, we also have a Taurus moon. The moon is moving into the sign of Taurus, and Taurus is, of course, ruled by Venus. And so with the moon moving into the sign of Taurus today, even on an emotional level, we are very much in alignment with this Gemini energy that is coming through. So, we're probably like really maybe reconsidering what we want in our lives at this point in time. And also with this heart and mind alignment, like it's sort of the real deal. These planets are not retrograde. While we do have Saturn and we do have Pluto retrograde right now, and we are really, reforming and transforming like our inner landscape, our psyche, our subconscious, our inner world, Venus and Mercury are very much so direct right now. And they are moving, quite rapidly through the sky. Like they're on a mission and they're in alignment. So it's like, this Mercury retrograde process again, like really aligned us with the truth of our heart and the truth of our value that we are recognizing now. And now we are in a period of time where we are ready to sort of have the sampler platter so that we can get on board. There's this mental and this heart-based alignment, and we are, it's also easier for us at this point in time to see what we do because our mind and our heart are in alignment. Like our thoughts are on board with our feelings and what we are desiring, what we are wanting. So, it's easier for us to sort of choose in these options, like to have, to try everything, and then to really like be able to narrow down what it is that is aligning with us, I guess we could say, based on this recalibration or this reconfiguration of our mind in relation to our perception of our own value and what we deserve also, and what universe wants to bring us in this 222 year. It's interesting also because we have some very telling Sabian symbols that are also coming out in alignment with what we have going on with this shift today, Venus moving into Gemini, but with the moon in Taurus as well. This really is like all eyes on Venus on the sign of Gemini right now. As I said, we are still in the Gemini lunar cycle. Mercury, ruler of Gemini, is in Gemini as well. And the energy should just generally be feeling a bit lighter, more open to things, more open-minded. Things should definitely start moving and happening now. Again, like I feel like it's about to get busy. We're about to be kind of busy, and things are just going to be changing. Gemini, mutable sign, changeable sign, and like everything else being in the solstice energy now, the sun in Cancer moving towards this cardinal cycle, these big planets that just moved backwards, like things are moving forward, things are happening. We may find ourselves, as I said, changing our desires, becoming more adaptable, and also more open to trying new things. Definite shift creating movement and momentum, specifically, again, most likely in the realms of love and money, and also the sun or the moon in Taurus today in the early degrees of Taurus, is also going to be forming a sextile to the sun in Cancer. And of course, the sun in Cancer is ruled by the moon. And so whatever the moon is doing has a special significance when we have our sun in the sign of Cancer. So the moon in Taurus, first of all, pointing to Venus. This is definitely bringing up the shift that's going on. But to me, it's also saying this shift that is happening with Venus moving into Gemini and, us reconsidering or changing what we want and desire and these choices and options that we're dealing with. This shift that is happening, I feel like, is trying to help feed and nourish our soul in one type of a way or another, and really help to heal us on some deep levels and make us just feel more secure, essentially, in the process that we are going through right now. Cancer, where the sun is, being the sign of the mother, the sign of the home, the family, care, nurturing. The moon in the sextile. Sextiles are assisting, helpful aspects. The moon in Taurus, pointing to Venus and Gemini. It's what this is indicating to me, that whatever, this Venus and Gemini energy is doing for us at this point in time is assisting and helping to nourish us on that deeper soul level in one way or another. And again, contributing sort of to our overall well-being as we're going through this process. I feel like it's saying that the changes that are about to start happening are actually really good and in alignment with what is, these Cancer qualities, nurturing us and supporting us on these very deep internalized core levels. So I really like that too, you guys. And with Venus and Mercury both in Gemini right now, I've said this several times, but it's a mind and our heart in alignment on the same page. So lots of options in changing what we want. Let's talk about Sabian symbols for a minute. It's also very, I've mentioned a couple times, interesting, the Sabians that we are dealing with today. First of all, the position where Venus will be moving 1 degree of Gemini. That Sabian symbol is a glass bottom boat, reveals undersea wonders and panoramas. So, at this degree, I feel we are discovering and seeing clearly how we really feel at this point in time. And that's sort of, what I've been talking about. We had this Mercury retrograde, gained this new understanding of our own personal value that sort of realigns us with a different relationship to our own self, that helps us, as Venus is moving into Gemini now, to clearly see the truth of what we want, of our own feelings, of our own emotions underwater, this water energy. We are in a glass bottom boat and we are really seeing clearly how we feel and what we want and what we desire at this point in time. And maybe that desire is to try some different things out in this Gemini energy. And then we have Mercury today, you guys, at 11 degrees of Gemini. That Sabian symbol is newly opened lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience. And I feel like this degree is just saying so much. First of all, we're talking about a pioneer, and pioneer, that is represented by the sign of Aries, where we have both Mars and Jupiter right now, where we are sort of collectively on this mission to pioneer out in a new direction that is comprised of embodying and having the freedom to embody our personal truth right now. So I feel like that pioneer in there is sort of descriptive of the process that we are undergoing right now at this point in time as well. But also, newly opened lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience. This energy that's coming in is bringing in, like I said, this Gemini vibe, these potentials, these alternatives, these options, these opportunities, both in love and money, to help us pioneer this new experience for ourselves, to really recreate a new experience for ourselves, something totally fresh. We are seeing the truth of our feelings through this glass bottom boat and what we want and what we desire, and we're realizing the fresh start that we have right now and the new opportunities that are before us to recreate our lives, to pioneer out in this new direction in alignment with our authentic personal truth, with Venus or with Mars and Jupiter both being in the sign of Aries, the pioneer. So I find that to be very interesting as well. And considering we've been talking about Mars, the degree that Mars is at today is 22 degrees of Aries. That Sabian symbol is the gate to the garden of all fulfilled desires. So when we take this symbol into it as well, it's like these new opportunities that, what does that say? newly opened lands off of the Pioneer, new opportunities for experience. It's like these newly opened lands contain all as well the gate to our unfulfilled desires, or to all fulfilled desires, that is simultaneously being represented by the actions that we're taking right now. So it's like this mental and heart-based alignment that we're coming to is sort of showing us the truth of our feelings at this point in time, and like what we really want and desire, that is representing essentially this fresh new start in alignment with the things that can truly bring us like what we are desiring on this heart and soul based level, this true form of fulfillment. So I find that to be like very on point in terms of what's playing out in the aspects as well. And then the last degree I want to talk about is actually the position of the earth today. This degree is 3 degrees of Capricorn. This Sabian symbol is a human soul, and its eagerness for new experiences seeks embodiment. So we have 2 symbols today talking about verbatim new experiences. The Pioneer, new opportunities for experiences, and this whole human soul, the position of the earth today, is seeking new experiences. So we've got like newness, pioneering, experiences, wide open frontiers, the glass bottom boat. Like as we are going through this shift energetically today in terms of Venus, what we want, what we desire, relationships, love, money, pleasure, comfort, beauty, moving into the sign of Gemini, representing fresh new starts and also choices, decisions, options, alternatives, all of that type of stuff. Also partners and pairs, you guys. Again, like this relationship situation, relationship stuff, like people connecting, people coming together. That is, likely to be a major part of what we have playing out at this period of time as well. So that's really, what I have to say today about the energy that is going on. I do feel like this period of time that we are entering right now with Venus transitioning, entering into the sign of Gemini, especially considering we just had this Mercury retrograde between Gemini and Taurus. And I just feel like the Sabians present today as well, talking about a period of time that is bringing us some new opportunities for experience, essentially like a fresh, clean slate that we are being able to recreate ourselves with in alignment with the changes that we are making, the adjustments that we are making in terms of what we desire at this point in time, how we perceive ourselves at this point in time, what we want and what we're thinking about as well, our mind and our desires, how they're working and fusing together, and these choices, these opportunities, these options that are likely to be coming in right now as well. So that's what I have to say, you guys, in terms of the astrology that's playing out today. Very busy energy, most likely as well. Let's talk about the tarot for a minute now. Like I said in the beginning, we had some very interesting cards come out that are, I do feel like, quite in alignment with the message overall generally that is coming out in the astrology today. So let's talk about these. The first card that came out of the deck this morning is the 8 of Cups. This card is talking about having to walk away, having to make a choice, talking about choices and decisions, having to make a choice to walk away from something that used to really fill us up, but is just not benefiting us anymore, that is not leading to our fulfillment or our nurturing or our growth or our emotional stability anymore. This is talking about a need to take sort of like a solitary healing journey, to choose to separate ourselves from the things from the past that, again, we had been using to sort of fill ourselves up, but are just not doing it for us anymore. And we're realizing that we need to make a decision to walk away from the things from the past that are no longer essentially like benefiting us or fulfilling us at this point in time. And then the next card that we had come out actually was the 7 of Cups. We got the 8 of Cups, we got the 7 of Cups, we got the 9 of Cups. So 7, 8, and 9 of Cups. And then, you guys, we got the Star card. And then on the back of the deck, we had the Knight of Wands. And so, it's interesting that we got this sequence, the 7, 8, and 9. Now, they didn't come out in that order, but it's still like the 7, the 8, and the 9 of Cups. And look at, I've been talking so much today about how like choices, options, and decisions are like the name of the game over the next couple weeks. And look at, we got the 7 of Cups, which is this guy standing here looking at all of these choices, options, and decisions, alternatives, and like having to make a choice, but sort of not making a choice, sort of like maybe a little bit confused about what choice to make, but, you know, maybe wanting to sample them all or try them all out. And then the Nine of Cups, this is the wish card. This is about things happening that bring us that sense of ultimate fulfillment and just joy and feeling like wholeness. Okay, it's fulfilled desires. This is the what we get when we step through the gate of all fulfilled desires. And then the Star card, talking about, you know, inspiration and hope and also healing and just having faith in the positive outcome that is coming, things changing for the better. So when we put all of these, and then the Knight of Wands on the back of the deck, this is talking about some type of passion or inspiration or motivation that is really driving things generally. Some type of, and this to me is like the Mars, Jupiter, Aries energy that we have going on right now, like some type of motivation that is really sort of firing us up to really take off in a direction, be the pioneer, pursue something that we want to make happen, that we want to create, that we want to initiate. This is also very passion driven as well. So when we put all of this together, it's sort of like at this point in time, we're like needing to make a choice, one, to walk away from, you know, I guess like who we've been in the past and the things, again, like we are deciding that what we used to want, what used to fulfill us, what used to fill our cup just isn't doing it anymore. And we are deciding that, you know, we really want to try some new things. Like we want to look at some other options. We want to look at some other choices. Maybe there's another way of doing this that can actually lead to a much more fulfilling experience. This is like us sort of being in this place where we're realizing, you know, we've gone through this internalized realignment in terms of our relationship to ourselves and our value and our potential and who we are and, you know, what we want for our world and our lives and our relationships and our career, our finances, and, you know, just our lifestyle generally is shifting and changing as a result of that, and maybe causing us to need to walk away or want to walk away from the things that have sort of defined us, I guess you could say, in the past, and, you know, maybe choose or see some different options or alternatives, or see maybe if a different way can lead us to something that is much more fulfilling. And with the Star card coming out, it's like this is what we're doing, and the Knight of Wands on the back of the deck, it's like this is the course of action. This is the action that we're taking. This is the what we are passionate to pursue right now, is sort of leaving our past selves behind, going through this like internal healing journey, and, you know, trying to figure out now what fits us, what choice, what decision, what option, what road are we going to take that is going to bring us to a place of significantly more fulfillment. Again, Mars, this Knight of Wands energy at the degree 22 Aries, the gate of the garden of all fulfilled desires, and the wish card coming out as well. And as I was saying, like the moon also in the sextile to the sun today, it's like whatever changes we are making right now, or whatever we are freeing ourselves from, or whatever we are opening ourselves up to, is actually helping to feed and nurture our soul in one way or another, and really helped us come to a place where we can make a decision that is going to bring us much more fulfillment. And we're feeling, you know, very inspired, very optimistic, and very divinely guided. We're sort of like following our own North Star, I guess you could say. And that is what is, you know, causing us to, first of all, make this choice to walk away. That is having us reconsider the options and the possibilities and the opportunities available for us, and bring us to a point, like open us to a point where maybe there is another way of life that is so much more fulfilling to our soul than what we've experienced in the past. And we are, you know, like I said, like aligning to our own personal North Star, and we are fired up and passionate about moving in this direction. So it's like we're not just sort of like walking away from these cups of the past. We are sort of like riding very swiftly towards this open-minded energy that is helping us to decide, you know, what is a better fit for us moving forward based on this internal compass or this realignment with our own, where we shine, you guys, where our own value, our own resources, our own potential, our own worth. That again is helping us to have a better relationship to ourselves, which ultimately is the reason why we are able to make these realignments and pull in our wishes and desires. So that is what the tarot said today, and I feel like it's so on point in terms of also what the astrology is saying in Venus moving into the sign of Gemini. So let's draw one more card, you guys. We are going to pick a synchronicity card or see if one will come out for us. These cards are just little messages from God. They are always sort of like the cherry on top of the reading. We just got 2 cards come out, so we're going to read both of them. These cards are by Janice Shellman. And it's very interesting also, considering that we had the 7 of Cups. The first card that came out is Dream, you guys. This is like making our dreams come true, following our North Star, realigning our lives in a way that fills our soul, the gate to the garden of all fulfilled desires, making dreams come true. So we have Dream, and then we also have Don't Abuse Your Body. So that must be something that is relevant for us right now as well. Okay, the first card, Dream. And shout for joy, all ye who are upright in heart. Psalms 32:11. Your biggest joy will be in the knowledge that you have overcome setbacks and disappointments. Be persistent, believe in your dreams, and continue going forward. God does not give us a dream without also giving us the means to attain a dream. So that's what we're doing right now, you guys. We are realigning our lives and making choices and decisions for ourselves that can support the manifestation of our dreams into reality, that can support our wishes and our dreams coming true. And the next card, it says, don't abuse your body, therefore glorify God in your body. 1 Corinthians 6:20. It's wrong to abuse your body. It's one of the holy temples of God. Likewise, austerities, rigidities, and a stiffness have no value in spirit to you. Your body is the nest where God dwells, and you should make it a channel for vitality, wholeness, beauty, and perfection. Forgive yourself for the past and get on with a healthy, whole life. And I feel like also this is relevant too, because we have Venus, like I said, moving into the sign of Gemini, and that a lot of times has to do with us like changing our appearance, like changing our physical appearance, or changing the way that we are like taking care of ourselves and presenting ourselves also. So in this energy, I mean, because we do have the sun in Cancer as well. This is a sign of, nurturing and caring for. So in this day today, Dream and Don't Abuse Your Body are the synchronicity messages that also needed to come out in alignment with what else we have playing out today in the tarot and the stars. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope you liked it. I hope I was able to provide something for you that can shed a little light on what is going on in this moment. If you guys did like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to. If you want to see more of this content, share it with your friends if you think that they would be interested too. Leave me comments, you guys. I genuinely, seriously, sincerely appreciate you so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate your feedback, and I'm very grateful for all of your comments and everything that you guys have to say. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a website, and some other social media stuff in my description box below. Again, thank you guys so much for being here, and come back with me tomorrow. I'm going to have a weekend video, and I'm sure that will be jam-packed with a whole bunch of astrology information. I will be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it, and I will see you then, guys. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Bye.